Hey, it's Lupe for What's Happening in Washington County, and in the studio today is Sebastian Francis to tell us about his new vision for the future. How did you first get introduced to getting into drugs? Or
teenagers were smoking weed and seemed like the coolest thing to do, so I started drinking alcohol and got into other harder drugs.
Like what kind of things were you doing?
Well, when I first started doing like an actual narcotic drug, I was probably like 15, and I started doing like Xanax, hydrocodone, Percocet, and it wasn't really like a habitual thing. It was just like a party thing every now and then. And then when I was 21, I think 22, 21, I really started getting into oxycodone and got really heavy on that.
Now, how'd you get it? That kind of thing.
Well, see, when I was 21, I got in a car accident, and the doctors prescribed me prescription medications, painkillers. At first, I was on hydrocodone, and then that just didn't cut the pain, so they started using me on oxycodone, and then they upped my dose to 60 milligrams a day, and then after that it just went downhill.
What was the point where you decided this can't happen anymore?
So I guess when I got to the point of no return, I decided that I was just sick of being tired, sick of being sick of wasting my money on drugs, sick of waiting for the next script, sick of people hounding me for drugs. I was just sick of it all. I just got tired of it. The sickness was intense. I've never felt like that before in my life. The sweats and the aches and the irritable bowel movements, and it was just hell. I don't know how to describe it in any other words as hell.
And did you have like friends and stuff that helped you and things like that?
I mean, I guess I had my grandmother and my mom, but I mean, my mom was still using at the time, so I mean,
so you slowly
got off of it within like a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks.
And what was did you have like a motivator in your own mind, or you just didn't want that sickness anymore?
I think that was the main motivation.
Yeah, it was just
the sickness. It was really, really overwhelming.
So you hit rock bottom for you.
For sure.
And then decided, I'm not doing this anymore. Yep. Now, if you could go back and, like when you first started, what would you have done different as far as not doing the drugs? Or
I probably would have stuck to weed and called it good.
Called it good there. But basically it was prescribed to you from the doctor, right?
Yeah, the medications were prescribed, but as they say, it's a really bad drug to become addicted to. So,
yeah.
I mean, the doctor even told me, it's not really good for me to be on this medication, and you need to come off it, and I just wouldn't. So.
And now, did he keep prescribing?
Yeah, he kept on feeding me the medication because I kept on telling him I was in pain.
Yeah.
I mean, I was in pain, but I wasn't in pain. Like, I was just in pain from coming off of it. So when I came off it, I became in more pain.
Well, what are some of the things you went through? What did you lose? Maybe what?
Yeah, I lost a lot of family members from it. My mom's dad's side, I really lost because of my drug use, and they just distanced themselves from me, and it hurt a lot, and it still hurts today because they still want nothing to do with me. But I still keep on going, and I'm still doing me, and I'm still doing good now.
And then you said that you lost an uncle, or
last year, December 2018, I lost my Uncle Bill to a heroin overdose. He was in a car with another girl, and the girl overdosed with him.
Let's talk about a little bit about the reservation. Not to badmouth anybody, but
for sure,
what's going on over there?
Well, the reservation is, I mean, it's not, I wouldn't say that it is a dead-end place, but I would say that there is lack of hope. There is lack of people that want to do something with their lives. I mean, some of them, I'm sure they have their aspirations, but it's hard because the reservation is so poor, and most of them don't have cars to go to work. And if they wanted to work, most of them have criminal backgrounds, so they can't work. And it's like a never-ending cycle. And it needs to be a change.
Now, how'd you feel when you were young? Like, is that what did you sense that, or did you feel that when you were 13?
No, I guess I really didn't feel that way when I was 13 because I was doing all the stuff that they were doing anyway, so it was just a cycle. So I was just drinking, drugging, partying, doing all that stuff that everyone else is doing, and just like forgetting the fact that this place needs a change. It needs more positivity, it needs more activities, it needs more stuff for adults, it needs more stuff for teens. When you keep busy, you don't want to do those things. As long as you're having fun and your endorphins are going and going, you don't want to get high. You just want to have fun. You don't want to be miserable and be down and just sitting there. I mean, if you're not doing anything, because the reservation, there's nothing to do. If there's nothing to do, you get bored. And what happens when you get bored? You want to go out and get high. You want to go out and get drunk. And it's just one of those things that you just do because you're bored. There's nothing to do.
Yeah. So that's what causes a lot of it.
Boredom, for sure.
Yeah.